Right. 2022 advanced level revision class. Again, income approach session 2. Right. So let's start from the question number 7. In last session, we did up to question number 7, and now we have to continue from that where we ended at last. So tutorial number 3, income approach, question number 7. First one, question number 7. As a question, distinguish between following concepts. What are the following concepts? A, first concept is gross national income and disposable gross national income, GNI, versus disposable GNI. What's the difference between gross national income and disposable gross national income? Both are same, GNI, GNI. What's the additional part here? Disposable, right? So let's read the answer and I'll explain if there are any difficult part, right? First point, GNI, gross national income, is the total factor income earned by residents in an economy by contributing to the production process in a year. So I think when I explaining the difference between GDP and GNI, I explained that GDP is based on specific economic territory and GNI is based on residence level of the, that means all the residence unit in the economy, right? Residence unit may be in another economic territory, right? Maybe in our economic territory. But the thing is, residence matter in here. In GDP, economic territory is matter, right? So here, GNI formula you need to write down. I think it can be write down by yourself because we did GNI formula in separate discussion at gross national income. What's the GNI formula? GNI is equal. What was the adjustment that we done to GDP? Right? GDP was there, and we add primary income receipt from rest of world minus primary income payment for rest of world. That means we need to add primary income from our residents who live in other economic territories, right? That's the rest of world. So plus primary income from rest of world, primary income receipt from rest of world minus primary income payment for rest of world, or else we can identify this as one. It is net primary income receipt, right? So this is the thing that you need to put in the first box, right? Write down quickly. And the second one, Next point, explain. Gross national income, right? This represent income that can be spent by all the economic units, all the residents' economic units to purchase goods and services over a period of time, right? Total money or total income that all the economic units have to spend on goods and service. So it can be obtained by how? It should be disposable gross national income. Yes. So the second point, you need to adjust it. Disposable gross national income in first point that we explained. Second box should be for disposable GNI. So second point also should be not the gross national income, it should be disposable, right? In question number 7, second point, it should be disposable gross national income. Disposable gross national income is the total money or total income, right? Total income, not the money, total income that can be spent, or total income that owned by all the economic units in Sri Lanka, right? So disposable gross national income equal gross national income, this GNI plus what? GNI is the total income earned by all the residents, right? Resident units. But instead of that, we will receive something else. That means secondary income, right? So that's also inflow to the country, inflow to the residents, right? That's also inflow to the residents. So net secondary income, net secondary income receipt from rest of world. So that is the disposable gross national income, right? Disposable gross national income, the second point should be disposable, we'll read. Disposable gross national income represent the income that can be spent by all economic units to purchase goods and service over a period of time. It is obtained by adding net foreign transfers to the GDP කියලා තියෙන්නේ. It should be GNI, right? That's a problem. In second point, there are 2 points to adjust. First one, initially, and first word should be disposable. And the last word, it is not GDP, it should be correct as GNI, right? GNI, not the GDP, right? Write down quickly. Right? Or else we can identify, disposable national income in another way, because we know what is disposable income. That means disposable income. I'll erase this and this. What is generally we call disposable income, YD equal Y minus T, right? That means YD mean disposable income is equal income minus taxation, right? So that is disposable income. In macroeconomic equilibrium, we take this step, right? This formula. But here, we know in national accounting, it's as a national level, no? So disposable gross national income generally, what was I want to tell, YD disposable income is Y minus T. That means this can be spent in two ways. This can be two ways. What are the ways? First one, consumption, and second one was savings, right? Under that principle, that we can identify this disposable gross national income is equal gross national income, oh wait, consumption plus savings. So here consumption expenditure plus final consumption expenditure, not the intermediary, right? If there is any intermediary goods consumption, we don't take to the account. Final consumption expenditure plus savings here. So it could be which savings? Which savings? National savings. National savings. Right? So this is the second box should be. Right? So under that principle, YD disposable income can be spent can be two ways, right? Can be consist with two things. First one is consumption expenditure and second one is savings. So when we add together consumption plus savings, we can identify disposable income. So that principle can be applied to national level. So here disposable gross national income. Disposable income, here disposable gross national income equal consumption plus savings. Consumption would be national level and final consumption expenditure, and savings also would be in national level, so national savings. Final consumption expenditure plus national saving. So national savings mean all the domestic savings, right? So that's it. Not the all the domestic savings plus national savings, right? All the national savings, that means domestic saving plus savings that we can inflow from rest of world, right? Next one, household income versus disposable household income versus word is missing. Household income versus disposable household income, right? I'll erase this part. I think this is clear, right? Here, household income or personal income. Household income or we identify as personal income versus disposable household income or disposable personal income, right? Household income can be identified as personal income as well. Right here, what's the difference between these two? Household income means whether the national income and household income is same or not. It's not. Why? National income is kind of different than household income, because all the national income resources or all the national income components are not including household income, and all the household income components are not including national income, right? So how it can be different? Household income is the income, right? First point. So this is B. First point. What is it? It says household income is the income that the household sector receives after adjusting the income earned but not received at the income which received but not earned in a given year to the national income. Let's read it again. It will be a little bit confusing because some some punctuation mark has been missing. Wait. Right here, I'll clarify the paragraph. Household income is the income that the household sector receives after adjusting the income earned but not received, right? After adjusting income earned in, it means income earned in national income but not received to household, right? That's the first one, need to adjust. It should be eliminated. Income earned in national income but not received to household, then it should be deducted, right? And next one, and the income which received but not earning, income which received to whom? To household, but not earned. Not earned mean it's not in the national income, not earned in national income. This is the two types of income that mentioned in that paragraph, right? Let's read again. Household income is the income that household sector receives, right? Received after adjusting the income earned but not received. Income earned but not received means income earned in national income but not received to households. And the income which received, next one, and the income which received but not earned in a given year to the national income, right? Received to householders but not earned in national income. If we adjust to what? Adjust to, this should be adjusted to national income. right? So the paragraph should be changed. Household income is the income that household sector received after adjusting income earned but not received, and the income which received but not earned in given year to the national income, right? Yes, paragraph is fine, but all right, in next one that you can write down this. So if national income is this and minus income earned in national income but not received to household, it should be deducted, right? ඒ කියන්නේ national income එකේ තියෙන නමුත් household income එකේ නැති ඒවා අපි අයින් කරලා දාන්න. එකතු කරනවා income which received to household. household income එකේ තියෙන national income එකේ නැති ටික එකතු කරනවා. Right? So finally we can take the value of personal income or household income. Personal income, right? This should be in your box, but the box is kind of different shape, so it should be personal income or household income is equal national income, NI, plus here gross national income, GNI, plus what? Plus income which received to household but not earned in national income. Income which received by household but not include in national income, minus, so that is this one, and this should be minus income include in national income, income which include in national income but not in personal income or household income, right? So this should be the second box, right? That what explaining above point. Right? And right, I'll explain it again, right? So in the national income, there are some income elements which include in national income but not include in personal income or household income. What is the example? I'll give you one example. Which income earned in national income? National income එකේ තියෙන but not received to household. As example, retained profit. Retained profit එක තියෙනවද Retained profit is in national income, because in national income retained profits are there, but retained profit is not flow or not received by household because it retained in the company. Since, as example, retained profit must be deducted. There are some other elements as well. Just one example is the retained profit, right? Those kind of income categories should be eliminated. Plus, income which received to household but not earned in national income. Income received by household but not included in national income. One example, government transfers to household, samurdhi, pension. Those secondary income categories are in personal income or household income that we can expense them, but they are not including where? National income, because it's a secondary income element, right? So those adjustments need to be done. And finally, if you adjust those adjustments to GNI, you can calculate household income or personal income, right? Then I'll erase that part because I need to calculate disposable national income. And now, after adjusting those two elements, that we can identify household income or personal income. But now the question is not only about the household income, it's about disposable household income. Now how to calculate disposable household income? As I said previously, YD equal Y minus T, that means NT, net tax. So YD can be in two ways. What are those? YD is two ways. First one, consumption, plus second one, savings. So YD is consumption plus savings. But the thing is, same theory, same thing can be applied to this, right? Wait. Yes, same thing can be applied into this, but here we have two methods to calculate YD. How? Income minus net tax can be calculate YD. That's the equal. Here, the formula YD equal Y minus net tax. So here, total personal income minus taxation can be identified. What? Household income, right? Second one, household consumption expenditure plus household saving. It also can be identified, disposable personal income, right? I think there is only one box. It should be the first calculation in here. What is it? It is disposable national income, sorry, disposable household income is equal to household income, or we call it personal income, minus personal income tax. Personal income tax. This is it. If you want, you can write down the next one as well. What is it? Household consumption plus household savings. Disposable household income is equal household consumption plus household savings. Both can be write down. Easy peasy, right? No need to worry about national accounting, because here I've explained them in very simple way that you have the recordings, and if you have any doubt you can call or message me. Whatever the final target should be, the subject, or you need to have thorough knowledge about national accounting. Right, quickly write down. Right, done. So I think the question is finished. Next question 8. In an economy, the sum of all household income is equal to the market price of GDP. Do you agree with this statement? Explain the reason for your answer. We just studied, we just learned that gross national income and household income is separate, and as we can identify or as we can learn, GDP and personal income also should be different. I'll explain it, right? What's the question again? In an economy, the sum of all the household income, let's say here, if there is 3 households, A, B, and C. Let's assume only these 3 consist with the economy, right? That means all the economy is consist with, there are the business firms and government also there, right? But this is the only household sector. They are telling that household sector income, right? Income of all of A plus B plus C should be equal to GDP. Yes or no? If we add all these A, B, Z income, right? A's income and B's income and Z's income, all the personal income or all the household income, should it be equal to GDP or not? It's not. Why? Already we know there are some elements which include in household sector but not include in GDP. And there are some elements that include in GDP but not include in household sector, right? So this is not agree, right? Whether they are asking agree or yes. Do you agree? No, not agree. I think disagree. Yes, it has been given. Why? We know the answer. I just explained. Let's read the point. Second point, gross domestic product is the total income earned from how? Rent income, wages, or salaries, interest, net profit, and net profits that provide factorial service. That means all the production factors to the production process. over the period of time, right? All the production factors income, right? All the production factors income. When we accumulate all the things, it can be identified GDP. This does not include secondary income, but household income include secondary income, right? Second point, third point, household income is the value after adding private secondary income to the national income and subtracting secondary income that does not flow into the households from the factor income. It should be recorrect. Household income is the value after adding private secondary income to national income and subtracting the income which secondary කියන කැලල කපන්න. Right? In third point, first මුලින් තියෙන secondary කැලල ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Right? Secondary income to national income and subtracting the ආයි තියෙනවා secondary කියලා. ඒක අයින් කරලා දාන්න. Subtracting the income which does not flow into household from the factor income. Right? ඒ විදිහට වෙනස් වෙන්න ඕනේ. So here, that means household income equal to GDP plus secondary income which received by household but not including GDP. Minus income which including GDP but not include in household income, right? This is the, I think there is no any space provided to write down this. Anyway, you can write down, there's a little space between 8 and 9 question. So in that space, you can write down this. Right, next question. Question number 9 was a question when the value of GDP is given at the market price, what are the adjustments that needs to be done to obtain the followings? Right, question එක මුලින් හොඳට identify කරගන්න. Identify the question first. What was it again? When the value of GDP is given. Right. If GDP value is given, what are the adjustments that need to done to obtain followings. Okay, what is the followings? First one, gross national income. To obtain GNI, what should need to done for GDP? Easy, no? To obtain GNI, GDP should adjust with net primary income. If we add net primary income to the GDP, net primary income from the rest of world, right, to the GDP, we can take GNI, net primary income from rest of world, right? Or else, if you want, you can write down this separately, plus receipt, primary income receipt from rest of world minus primary income payment for rest of world. Second one, this is the A, not the, yes. B, what should be obtained? Net national income, NNI. What was given? GDP. So GDP need to transfer to NNI, net national income. So here, as you can see, G N different, D N different, and income and productivity. So income and production is not different. So there are two things that differ, that means need to be adjusted. Two, let's adjust the first one. Gross need to be transferred to net, that means minus consumption of fixed capital. Then first adjustment is done, and domestic should be transferred to national, the above adjustment, net primary income from rest of world. Next one, C, personal income. Personal income. If GDP has given minus income which including in household, income which received by household and not including GDP, plus income which I think it should be added, because income which received by household but not including GDP, so it need to be add to GDP to find the personal income, and minus income which does not received by household but include in GDP, minus one more thing. Here gross and personal income does not include consumption of fixed capital. So here CFC. Write down those things and I'll explain one more. Wait, before that, one more adjustment need to done, right? Here, initially, GDP needs to transfer GNI for this adjustment. Since, because this is right, if this was GNI, right? If this was GNI, this is it. But this is not GNI, this is GDP. So we need to add one more thing. That means primary income received from rest of world, net primary income. So wait. Personal income or household income equal GDP plus net primary income from rest of world. And now it's fine. Here GNI. So if it was GNI, that's it, this adjustment only. But initial GDP need to transfer to net primary income from to GNI by adding net primary income from rest of world, right? I'm sorry for the mistake. Anyway, write down. Next one, D. As a D. D is for? No, it's D. Disposable household income. Disposable household income equal. So all these adjustments need to done, right? It's GDP. So GDP initially transferred to household income before transferring it to disposable household income. So same adjustment need to done first, right? GDP plus net primary income from rest of world plus income which received by household, this one, not including GDP, and income which does not received by household but including GDP, it should be deducted, and also minus consumption of fixed capital because it does not belongs to household income. And finally, here the difference between household income and disposable household income minus personal income tax. Now it's fine. Personal income tax. By deducting personal income tax from the household income, it will be transferred to disposable household income. Right. So here, income which received by household but not but not including GDP. As if you want any example, it is secondary and the transfers for the household, right? This can be identified as transfers to household. Both are same, right? The transfers are not including GDP, but including household income or personal income, right? So I'll explain what are these elements separately, right? We'll identify now. It's good. Wait. Right. I'm going to explain now what are the elements that include in national income but not including household income, and what are the elements that include in household income but not including national income. This is not included in the tutorial, right? So just write down this in a separate paper, right? How to transfer gross national income to GNI to gross national income to household income, right? So first one, if it was disposable gross national income, you need to transfer it to what? Gross national income. Let me how to transfer disposable gross national income to household income, right? First of all, you need to take transfer disposable gross national income. If it was disposable gross national income, right? Disposable. Gross national income, let's say, yes, no need to use values. So minus, how to transfer it to this gross national income? Just by adding plus minus net secondary income. Net secondary income. Now it has been eliminated. Now it is gross national income, right? So here. Then one more thing can be done. What is it? Here gross national income. So depreciation is not included in household income for obvious. Then it can remove. It also can be removed. Consumption of fixed capital can be removed. And plus you can add what? Now the thing, income the minus cal income which does not include in household income, but include in national income. Right? What are those elements? That's a kind of topic because we have few elements here. First one. So you need to take here after adjusting this, the value is, right? I have to erase. This value is equal to net national income, right? So that's it. So now if they have given disposable gross national income, you need to transfer it to net national income by removing these both elements, net secondary income and also consumption of fixed capital. But if they have given gross national income, then just remove consumption of fixed capital, then you can take net national income. Now the operation is started, right? Income need to remove income which does not include in personal income or household income, but including national income. Right? What are those? Here national income. National income එකේ තියෙන ඒ වුණාට personal income එකට එද්දි අයින් වෙන ඒවා අයින් කරලා දානවා. First one. What the first one? Retain earnings. Retain earnings. We have to remove retained earnings because retained earnings are not received by the household. They are retained, they are held in corporate sector. That means companies will retain them. So here retained earnings need to be removed. We'll remove all at last, right? Retained earnings. Second one, retained earnings දානවත් එක්කම that something will remind you. What is it? Income or corporate tax, right? Corporate tax on profit, right? Corporate tax should be eliminated or should be removed. Third one, what else? There is one more thing. ETF, EPF. Employees contribution, not the employers, right? Employees contribution. Actually ETF is not coming. ETF එකට employer ගේ ගාණක් දාන්නේ, right? So ETF is not coming. Just EPF, employee, right? Wait, ETF is 100% by the employer, so it doesn't matter. But EPF, there's a portion that deducted from employee, then it should be removed. EPF or social security contribution from whom? From employee. Right? It also not coming. Employee and employer both, yes, both can be deductible, right? Employer and employee both can be deductible. So it just social security contribution. No need to worry about March. Social security contribution, because in employee compensation, all the social security contribution is included, but those value does not received by household, since it can be eliminated. Fourth one is government income, government property income. Received by government. Lankawe nang ehema naha, government property income totally received by one family. But I'm not talking about that special situations. Just government property income is received by government. It does not belong to household. It also need to be eliminated. Now you can collect all these things and can deductible, right? Can be deducted from income which does not include in personal income or household income. Now you need to add, I will write down it in here, right? You need to add this part in here, plus previously it was income which does not include in household income but include in national income. Now income which include in household income, income which include in national income but not include in income which include in household income but not include in national income. So is there any elements like that? Yes, it is. What are those? First one, secondary income from the rest of world, but only personal, right? Personal secondary income from rest of world, because initially we transferred disposable gross national income to gross national income by eliminating all the secondary income, right? We removed all the secondary income. So now for the household, you will receive personal secondary income from rest of world. Write down. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලගේ අම්මලා තාත්තලා පිටවට ඉන්නවා නම් නැන්දලා මාමලා අයියලා අක්කලා ඒගොල්ලෝ එවන සල්ලි. ඒ කියන්නේ if they are permanent employees in Australia or whatever the country, and they will send some transfers to you. So those are personal transfers. So here personal secondary income from rest of world. What's the next one? Second one, you know, the transfers made by government to household. Transfers made by government, to household, such as pension, samurdhi, and any transfers under special occasion due to some natural disaster, right? All the things here. What else? Third one, interest income earned by household under government debt, right? Interest income earned by household under which income? Under government debt only, right? Because government interest income or government interest expenditure for household, we do not include in national accounting. We do not include in GDP or GNI because those expenditure are not made for funds obtained in relevant year. ඒ අවුරුද්දේ ගත්ත ණය වලට ගෙවන පොලිය නෙමෙයි ඔය තියෙන්නේ ළමයි. හරිද? ඒ තියෙන්නේ all the interest payment is the majority of interest payment is done for the loans have obtained in previous years. Since we could not include them in interest expenditure on relevant year. හරිද? මම ආයි කියනවා this portion interest income earned by the household under government debt. That means government taking interest payment කරනවානේ government debt වලට. Government has obtained loans, so government will pay interest for that loan. දැන් නම් ඉතින් හොඳ topic එකක්නේ. Because now that is very high amount, right? Very large amount that we pay as government interest. So that interest value is not include only government interest, right? Only government debt interest is not including national income. Why? Because it is the main thing is it is very large amount, right? We are paying as interest, not us actually government paying as interest. It is very large amount. That large amount is not for the loans that obtain in current year. මේ අවුරුද්දේ ගත්ත loans වලට ගෙවන පොලිය නෙමෙයි ළමයි. That interest is for previous year's debt. කලින් අවුරුදු වල ගත්තවල ණය වලට ගෙවන පොලිය. එතකොට කලින් අවුරුදු වල ගත්ත ඒවායින් පාරවල් හදලා ඒවා investment කරලා ඉවරයි. But still they are paying cost of debt, the interest are paying, right? Since we do not include them in national accounting because of that condition. Why? Because in national accounting it should be only include the interest for relevant year debt. හරිද? මේ අවුරුද්දේ ගත්තවල ණය ටිකට අදාළ පොලිය විතරයි අපි interest වල include කරන්න ඕනේ. ගිය අවුරුදු වල ගත්ත ණයවල පොලිය, the debt that we have obtained in previous years is not including GDP. ඒ වුණත් ළමයි මේ අවුරුද්දේ ගත්ත ණයවල පොලිය ඉතාමත් සුළු ගාණක් මුළු පොලිය වියදමත් එක්ක බලද්දි. මොකද ගොඩාක් පොලියක් ගෙවන්නේ අපි කලින් ගත්ත ණයවලට. ඒ නිසා අපි ඔක්කොම පොලිය කියන්නේ ඔක්කොම රජයේ ණය government debt වල පොලිය interest එක අයින් කරලා දානවා national accounting වලින්. එතකොට අන්න ඒක මෙන්න මේ national income එකේ නෑ. So it should be add to the household income because household can gain something or household can gain interest income on that government debt since we include them in here, right? Last but not least, other subsidies. If there is other subsidies gained by household, other received by household, when we add all together, then we can add that to here, right? So let's say this is the value, So it should be added, and final value will be what? Household income, right? So this will be add, then finally household income, right? Household income. And if you want to calculate what? If you want to calculate disposable household income, just remove the personal income tax minus personal income tax. Now it is what? Disposable household income. Right, that's it. Write down. So this value is in here, right? මේ ඔක්කොම එක පේලියට ළමයි එන්න ඕනේ, but මගේ ඉඩ නැති හින්දා මම ඒ ටික එහා පැත්තට ගෙනිච්චා. Right. Write down. මේ columns දෙකයි එක සමානව යන්නේ පල්ලෙහාට. මේ තියෙන්නේ first column එක, මේක second column එක, මේක. Right. I'll explain it again little bit. So how to transfer disposable gross national income to household income or disposable household income. Right. Initially, disposable gross national income was there. So we need to transfer it to gross national income. So how need to remove disposal part, since minus net secondary income from rest of world. From rest of world. If you remove secondary income receipt from gross disposable GNI, disposable gross domestic income, you can be obtained gross national incomes. Wait, disposable national income. Right here, initially it was disposable gross national income, and if you remove the transfers received by rest of world, that means secondary income received by rest of world, you can obtain gross national income. Disposable part will remove. And then if you want to take net national income, just remove the consumption of fixed capital. And the best way to calculate household income is obtaining this value, net national income value, right? You can take it by these two steps. If it was disposable GNI, both should be deducted. If it was only gross national income, consumption of fixed capital can be deducted. And you will remove the things which include in national income but not include in personal income. What are the items? Retained earnings, is not received by household. Corporate tax received by government, not received by household. Social security contribution, it does not belong, it will received by household at the end, right? At the end of everyone, that means after 55, after, yes, age 55, no. So until then, it's not belong to household. Then social security contribution also should be removed. Government property income received by household, received by government, not the household. Then all the four things will remove. Then add income which include in household income but not to include in national income. Income which include in household income but not include in what? National income need to be added. What are those? First one, personal secondary income from the rest of world, right? That means we eliminate this both secondary income. So here we will add back personal secondary income, only personal secondary income, because it will received by household, right? It will received by household. And what is the other secondary income element? It is official transfers, right? It is for government, not for the household. And the next one, transfers made by government to household. The transfers made by government to household. Transfers such as pension, samurdhi, and other transfers need to add personal income, household income, but they are not in national income because they are secondary income elements. And interest income earned by household under government debt. Interest income earned by household under government debt, that means it's not including national income because it is not productive, right? Because interest income on government debt is not productive because government will pay interest for the debt obtained in previous years, not in the current year. And next one, subsidies, other subsidies received by household. Other subsidies received by household, that means if there is subsidies, more subsidies, such as subsidies received for natural disaster or whatever the situation, right? It should be also added, right? Then all these four will be removed and all these four will be added back to the national income. And then finally you can take household income. By removing personal income tax from the household income, it will remain disposable household income, right? That's it. We can wind up this session. And I think there are 3 more calculations, right? Three more questions. Those, all the 3 are calculation. Try to do it by yourself. I'll explain it in next session, right? Okay, then we can wind up the session. Study hard, work hard. Have a nice day. Goodbye.